Hello, everyone. We're going to wait just a couple more minutes to see if anyone else is joining us in the lobby. So just give me a couple more minutes and then we will get started. All righty, guys. Good afternoon. We're going to go ahead and get started. I would like to welcome you to the Jomar Valve webinar brought to you by PM and Associates. My name is Tiffany Smith, and I'm the Director of Marketing and Communications at PM and Associates. And please forgive my voice. I did lose it this week, so just forgive me on that. But it's great to see so many familiar faces and customers that are logged in today. We also have a lot of new names and new customers on the call today, so I'm going to give a very brief introduction of PM and Associates before I turn it over to Lauren at Jomar. So we are PM and Associates, and we are a sales and marketing agency dedicated to providing superior products and unparalleled service in the plumbing, heating, fire protection, waterworks, and hydronics industries since 1974. Below, you're going to see a great list of manufacturers that we represent, including, of course, the wonderful Jomar Valve. Just a couple of the services that we offer. We work with design engineers, contractors, and project managers to spec products to meet every project's needs. We have channel expertise that matters in understanding product applications and capacities. We provide workshops and product demonstrations to educate our contractors with time-saving and cost-saving products. We work with a lot of specialty projects in the water, wastewater, and drainage facility installations. Our team is dedicated to sourcing the right products for large-scale and small-scale office, industrial, commercial, retail jobs, and also new construction and remodeling materials for multifamily and single-family residential communities. At the bottom of the slide, you are going to see our website. Please feel free, sorry about that. Please feel free to visit our website. If you have any other questions, we have a lot of information on our company on there, or you can contact me directly. Just a couple of notes before we get started with Jomar. During the presentation, we are going to keep everyone on mute. If you have questions along the way, please don't hesitate to ask them in the conversation chat bubble. So if you see at the top of your screen, you have a little bubble that says show conversation. And you can actually type in the chat area down at the right corner, bottom right corner, and you can type your question. I'm going to be monitoring the questions all throughout Lauren's presentation, and I will stop her along the way if you guys have a question on a certain subject or slide. Thank you so much again for joining us. We are so excited about today's webinar. This is going to be the first of many more leading industry webinars from PM and Associates in our efforts to educate and connect our customers with our amazing manufacturers. And with that, I would love to introduce Lauren Baronato, National Specifications Manager at the Jomar Group. Lauren?
Awesome. Tiffany, thank you so much. And I've also lost my voice before, and it is no bueno, especially when giving a presentation, so I totally understand. But thank you so much to everyone on the call today. As Tiffany mentioned, my name is Lauren Baronato, and I'm the National Specifications Manager with Jomar Valve. I'm especially thrilled for today's presentation because we have designers, contractors, wholesalers on the call. So we have pretty much everyone who comes across valves, as well as our reps on the call. So it really is nice to be able to talk to a variety of the audience. So I'm very excited. And just a little bit about me. I do recognize some names on the call, so happy to virtually see all of you. I commend all of you for being on a webinar in the middle of December. I know this is usually catch-up month, and It's so hard to squeeze in any time. So thank you so much for spending your afternoon with us today. So today's presentation will run about 35 minutes, 35, 40 minutes. I promise I will not go longer than an hour. I know that we have an hour allotted, but hopefully we'll finish with a few moments to spare. I know that Tiffany did mention that she will be monitoring the chat box. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask them in the middle through the chat box or unmute yourself, whatever you are more comfortable with. I've been with Jomar for, it'll be 3 years in February. We have been making great waves from a wholesale perspective, a contractor perspective, and my role specifically is to work on growing our relationships with designers and engineers. We've had an awesome 3 years, even with the pandemic and moving everything to virtual. We've been extremely fortunate, but thank you again for being on the call. So let's dive right into today's presentation outline. So we're going to talk a little bit about who we are as a company, who exactly is Jomar Group. We'll go over the structure of what we call our T100 platform, and that is really our meat of our product line is our ball valve line. That is our flagship line. We'll talk a little bit about, flagship line, I should say, in commercial plumbing as well as HVAC applications, but we will also talk about the other divisions of our company as well. Now, the majority of today's presentation will be geared towards our plumbing products. So it will be a lot of lead-free content. I will talk about HVAC as well. So where it is a mechanical product, I will make note. There's one product specifically that we just offer in mechanical, so I will definitely make sure to point that out during today's presentation. Now, thankfully, there are no quizzes during today's presentation, no tests during today's presentation. I will not be calling on anyone, so just a laid back, learning about who we are, learning about our line, and really getting to know what Jomar is known for and where we are in the market today. We'll also talk about low lead and dezinkification resistance, or also known as corrosion resistance, and then we'll talk about our product offering. So again, please feel free to jump in at any time if you have any questions or want to know a little bit more about something, please make sure to jump in. So Jomar Group, we have been around since 1966. We were founded by a man named Joe Martin, hence how he created the term Jomar. We are based just outside of Detroit, Michigan, in a town called Warren, Michigan. The photo you see there, unfortunately, that is not Warren, Michigan. That is a photo, an aerial photo of our parent company, Patina Roli. So our parent company is based about an hour outside of Milan, and it looks like that almost every single day of the year, where they have an absolutely gorgeous view of the lake. That is where we manufacture. That is where we engineer, design, and test. That is where the bar stock comes in and the valves go out. It's really an amazing facility. So that is really where the majority of our product is manufactured, is right there in Italy. Now, one of the things that's really wonderful about Italy is that they meet the exception to the Buy American Act. So they still fall under the Buy American Act, even though the products are manufactured outside of the United States. We were able to meet that based off of our trade relationships. So we'll talk about that a little bit further along, but typically the first question is, when people hear that we manufacture in Italy, can that be installed on government projects? And it absolutely can. So Patina Roli has been around for over 83 years. It is in its third generation of a family business. How we really got our start with them is that they manufacture gas valves. So we are known as the flagship valve in gas. So we manufacture what's called a lock-wing valve. That is how you place on almost every single gas metering gas metering assembly that you see around the country is a lock-wing. Why do you have that? You have that because the municipalities want to actually lock the gas valve. That way you can't tamper with your gas metering. So that's really what we are known for. The reason that we really excel in gas valves is we have a triple stem seal. So most valves have a double stem. We offer a triple stem. Why that's important is it basically makes our product leak proof, which in gas equates to being explosion proof. Because when you have a leak in a gas application, it can result in an explosion. And we really want to make sure that does not happen. We are the master spec of 8 of the 10 largest gas municipalities around the country. We take our quality extremely seriously for that reason, and we have full faith for our plumbing applications as well. So about 9 years ago, when our now vice president joined the company, he said that if we're the flagship valve in gas, there's no reason we can't become the flagship valve in plumbing. And that's really what we've been working towards for the past 9 years, is getting a focus, getting our name out there, getting people to understand who we are as a valve manufacturer and really where we play in our industry. So we do have 4 divisions. We have gas, plumbing, mechanical, as well as industrial and actuation. I'll talk about those 3 quickly towards the end of today's presentation, but as I mentioned earlier, the majority of our presentation is focused on plumbing products. I know Tiffany mentioned this at the beginning of today's presentation, but today's presentation is being recorded. Just for anyone who does ask any questions, it will be recorded. So we really focus on innovation and heart. We really tried to listen to what the market was asking for and design what is needed in the market based off of the request of contractors, designers, plumbers, wholesalers, because people in the field really know what type of product they need. So they are our best resource as to how we develop. And we do have a full engineering service team here in Michigan, as well as over in Patinaroli's headquarters in Italy. So we really focus on commitment to quality of not just our product, but also the quality of our people. Our experience for our customers is really based upon what our customers need. As a result of that, one of the things that we have on our website is we have a chat box. So if you hop on jomarvalve.com, a chat box pops up, and that actually is someone in our customer service team in our Warren, Michigan office. So it's Monday through Friday during regular business hours, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's really nice because you can get a question answered in real time. We also are available via email, via the phone. But in Warren, Michigan, we do have a manufacturing area, warehouse area, engineering team, customer service team, sales team. It's all there, just about probably 30 minutes outside of Detroit. One of the things that we've recently done from a design perspective is that not only are we a part of Master Spec, we've been a part of Master Spec for at least 10 years, but now we are also involved with BSD SpecLink. So BSD SpecLink is another large valve spec platform, or I should say specifications platform, that many designers are using today. So we're available in 4 sections: general duty valves for plumbing, general duty valves for HVAC, as well as plumbing piping, as well as hydronic piping. We've been having great success with SpecLink. The designers that are using it are happily placing Jomar on their specifications, so that has really been a wonderful win for us. Now, one of the things that really separates us, and I mentioned earlier, is that we have that triple stem seal. That triple stem seal allows us to have a lifetime warranty of leakage through the stem. The biggest reason that valves fail in the field, ball valves fail in the field, is leakage through the stem. We do not want that to happen, so that's why we offer a lifetime warranty of leakage through the stem. So if one of our valves starts to leak in the field, and you tighten the packing nut and it is still leaking, we will pay for not only the replacement of the valve, but also all labor costs associated with it. We really stand behind our product. We want to make sure people who are installing it, purchasing it, or specifying it stand behind it as well. And that is why we offer the best warranty in the industry, which is that lifetime warranty of leakage through the stem. Now, for the body of our valve, we also do have a 5-year warranty on the body of our product. We don't want there to be any leakage through our seats of our valve or anything like that. So we do have a full 5-year warranty on our product as well. And to the best of my knowledge, that is also one of the best warranties on the body of a valve, if not the best warranty on the body of a valve within the entire market. So talking about being the best, you'll often see that Jomar ads say the best ball valve on the market. It's a pretty bold statement. So how do we make sure that we stand behind that? And it's not just a regular piece of a sales fluff or a sales pitch. So first, we start by talking about exactly what I said about manufacturing in Italy, is that we fall under the Buy American Act. So definitely can be installed on government projects because of that trade relationship exception. So we're talking schools, military bases, any type of federal project we can be installed on, any type of state-funded project we can be installed on, even though our product is manufactured in Italy, because we do fall under the domestic approval for the Buy American Act. We also have more certifications than any other valve on the market. So we have full NSF 61 certification for our plumbing products. So not only is our plumbing are all of our plumbing products lead-free, but they are also not leaching anything else into your water system. That's the biggest difference between NSF 372, that's your low lead standard. NSF 61 is not only your low lead, but we take it to the next step to make sure we're not leaching anything harmful into your water stream. We have FM approval. We have over 7 UL listings for gas, so any of our valves can be installed on gas lines. When Joe Martin created the company, I know I mentioned that we really focus on innovation. One of the things that we wanted to do was to have one valve that could be installed on multiple applications, because in the late 60s, when Joe was starting Jomar, you had one ball valve for plumbing, one ball valve for hydronics, one ball valve for gas. You had 3 valves on one truck, and Joe thought, this is wild, let's just have one valve with multiple certifications. That is the standard in today's industry for all valve manufacturers, but Jomar was the first to do that and bring that into the marketplace. We also have Delta C certification. I know many people ask, what is the Delta C certification? And that is for gas appliances for kitchens of 5 inches or smaller. It's a certification that we carry as well. So we really stand behind our gas applications. Now, our T100 platform, as I mentioned in the beginning, is really the bread and butter of our ball valves in our company. So our T100, I'm going to go through it in detail. You're all probably going to be sitting there thinking this is a lot about ball valves that I did not know. As I mentioned earlier, we will not be having a quiz. Maybe at someday a bar will have a trivia line category on ball valves, and we will all ace it because we'll learn all about this. But there's 5 main points that we like to talk about when we're talking about our product. So certifications and approvals, we already discussed that, so that we can check off the list. Next, I usually just like to go down the body of the valve, so starting with the handle. If you look at the handle of our product, it actually has a coating on the stainless steel, or on our steel handle, we have a coating, and that's called Geomet. Geomet is the exact same coating that goes on automobiles. So when you think about how long it takes for a car to show signs of rust or corrosion, that's about how long it's going to take for our ball valve handles to show signs of rust or corrosion. One of the things that often happens with ball valves is that when they're installed in an outdoor application, the handle is the first thing to go on the valve. We design with that in mind, and that's why we place that extra coating on there, because it has better corrosion resistance and greater performance at high temperatures. Next, just going down the valve, you'll see the green O-rings. So we have 2 green Viton O-rings as well as a packing gland. That is our triple stem seal. That is what makes us leak proof. So right there, that is one of the best selling features of our product. That is that lifetime warranty. Basically allows that our valves will not leak in the field, which is excellent. Our packing gland seats are the same seats as our valve seats. So those are known as Hostaflon. So Hostaflon is actually a form of Teflon. It's a 2nd generation Teflon, and it has a superior memory setting. The reason why the superior memory setting is important is because when you think about a ball valve, or any valve for that matter, they're often left in one position over a long period of time. So with ball valves, that'll typically embed onto the seats. So when you go to shut down the line, you still have flow going to the seats of the valve. We don't want that to happen. That's why we utilize that 2nd generation Teflon with that superior memory setting. So the setting of the Teflon will be the exact same way as the day it's installed as it will be years and years down the line. And the last thing that makes us different is that with our ball valve, our ball is a standard brass ball that pretty much every other valve manufacturer uses, unless you are specifying or purchasing or installing stainless steel. We do have a stainless steel ball and stem option that's 1 step above our baseline of our valve. But if you're going with our baseline of our valve, as opposed to having a chrome coating on our ball valve, we actually embed it with what's called a ternary eco alloy. The Italians love fancy terminology. I always say I'm an American. Please make it as simple as possible for me. So what is a ternary eco alloy? It is a tin and nickel composition that actually embeds onto the ball, so it will never chip away over time. So the wonderful thing about that is that it has better performance at high temperatures, less porosity, and better corrosion resistance in the field. So with that extra coating that actually embeds on the ball is what's really, really important, because as opposed to a traditional coating, it will not chip away as you would with a standard chrome. Now, I know I mentioned earlier that Jomar runs ads saying that we're the best. So we just went through a few points that talk about being the best. But what I think is really the biggest thing for us to show that we truly are the best ball valve on the market is that we did a 3rd-party test with IATMO. We wanted to know how would our valve perform under a 600 wetted PSI test? So it's an actuated test, turning ball valves on and off to see how many life cycles they would go through before a failure occurred. So the test in the bottom row of this slide. So of this slide, you'll see we list all of our certifications for Jomar. We list all of our triple stem seal feature, how our ball has that TIA coating on it. We talk about our seats, how they have that second generation Teflon, and we compare it with our competitors. So our competitors are in rows 1 through 7. Now we don't list our competitor's name, but we list our competitor's series number. So the 70 series is now better known as the 77 series, the 585 series. I think everyone knows that series, but just showing you the difference between Jomar in regards of certifications, regards of style of the valve, different components of the valve. But the last one, the cycle test average, is really the most important. So Jomar's valve made it to over 12,000 life cycles before a failure occurred, with our next closest competitor falling just below 6,000. But the two biggest players in the industry were just one over 1,000, and the other was just under 2,200. So from a life cycle standpoint, we outperform the competition 6-fold, 10-fold, 5-fold. Over and over again, we are outperforming the competition. Now, will you be opening and closing a ball valve 12,000 times? God, I hope not. I can't even imagine what application would require that. It would be some type of actuated application, probably an electric or a pneumatic application. But it's just nice to know that we had a third-party testing of iAtmo stating this is how well our valve perform in the field. And that is why we say with full confidence that we are the best ball valve on the market. So one of the things that we did was back in 2008 is when we started to manufacture our new low lead product. So in 2011, full field acceptance was required to have a lead-free product. It went from being an 8% wetted leaded content in the plumbing industry down to a 0.25% wetted leaded content in the plumbing industry. It was a big upset because lead is really machinable. It gets along well with others, but it does not get along well with humans. When we consume it, it can be poisonous. So that is why all manufacturers had to remove lead from their alloy unless it is 0.25% or lower of the wetted leaded content. And this is all as a result of the Safe Drinking Water Act. So what we did is that we did things a little bit different. We basically had binary alloys, so we increased the elements of two of the components of our alloy and had a really great effect in the field. So one of the things that's really wonderful about Jomar's product is that our valves do not require a special tinning flux to solder in the field. Other manufacturers do require that because they have a higher silicon presence, or the element of silicon is more of a presence in their alloys. They require a special tinning flux. Our valves will solder the exact same way in the field as they did before the low lead laws. Any wholesalers, any contractors, any designers on the call today, we will happily send samples. We'll happily show how our valves solder. We are happy to provide samples to show that that special tinning flux is not required. Another issue that was occurring in the field is that some manufacturers increase their bismuth content. Bismuth is very similar to lead. It's right next to it on the periodic chart. However, it can have a negative interaction with a lead presence in an alloy. So as a result, being worked on at higher temperatures, it led to cracking issues in the field. We did not have that issue because we did not increase our bismuth content. What we did is that we increased our copper and we increased our zinc. And as a result, it was really difficult to machine. So we spent over over $1 million in new machining. But our valves solder the exact same way as they did before the low lead laws, and they do not crack at higher temperatures. So although difficult for us to figure out, has been really, really great for the end user because they solder the exact same way in the field as they did before. Now, something that's different about Jomar is that we are a brass alloy. I know many people in the United States have both brass and bronze in their specifications, which is wonderful. And most valves that are installed on most commercial as well as residential jobs are brass valves, but some designers still do have a hard bronze specification. We allow our valves, they can go toe in toe, as I will show in the next few slides, with bronze valves, and that's because we do something different. We heat treat our product. So we heat treat our product to over 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and that changes the molecular structure of our product. It goes back to material science. Brass is composed of two phases, both an alpha phase and a beta phase. Alpha is your dezincification resistant or corrosion resistant. Beta is susceptible. So when we heat treat it, we turn it into a 99.5% alpha phase, basically making our product entirely corrosion resistant, entirely dezincification resistant, and allowing it to perform the exact same way as bronze materials in the field. So there's a picture of the image of before and after heat treatment of our product, just showing how the molecular structure changes in theory. This is how it actually changes in color and in structure, excuse me. This is a slide of images that were taken from under a microscope of our product. So with our valves, when we heat treat them, they turn actually gold in color, but when they come in contact with air, they oxidize, and that's what causes them to be darker. I know an analogy that some of my coworkers like to use, and I use as well, is that when you think about our product, it's almost like baking brownies. You can have all of your brownie batter mix before you place it in the oven. That is not brownies quite yet. You have to bake them and then pull them out of the oven, allow them to cool down, and that's exactly how we feel about our product. Our valves are not fully corrosion resistant until we bake them as well and take them up to over 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. So we tested this as well. We had it certified through IAPMO against the ISO 6509 test. That is a dezincification resistance test. All alloys should fall under 200 depths of dezincification to be installed in plumbing applications. We compared our valve against other manufacturers in the field. You can see the names are listed there in the slide. There are 4 bronze players and 4 brass players, including us, so 3 other brass players in the market. Jomar was the only brass valve manufacturer to perform the exact same way of having 0 depths of dezincification or corrosion on their alloy as a result of running the ISO 6509 standard. So our products truly do perform and outperform the competition when it comes to a corrosion resistance. We often hear designers say they're apprehensive to install brass because of their zinc composition. That is not something to worry about with our product because of that heat treatment process. So when it comes to our valves, another thing we usually get is you have the best performance in the field, you have the most certifications, you offer a lifetime warranty of leakage through the stem. From a pricing standpoint, how much more does your product cost? Now, I'm very much aware that today's presentation is recorded, so I will not give out any concrete numbers, but we typically come in less than the other players in the market, which is one of the things that's really nice. For the domestic players, we usually come in just slightly under them, and with the other large brass players in the industry, we come in toe-to-toe with them. So with our products, not only do you have great performance, but you also have that lifetime warranty of leakage through the stem. Also, we have often seen a trend in some wholesalers bringing in our lead-free product to sell for both their lead-free as well as mechanical lines, because that way they can just have one valve in-house. So that's something we've also seen. Now, with our flagship valve, our T100, we have those threaded sweat as well as press end connections. And our press end connection does have a leak path design. So you can do that low pressure leak path testing on our product to make sure that the valve is pressed correctly. All of our valves are full port. We do not have reduced port valves. So we have full port valves. We will always have that full flow. We will not have that reduction or increase in pressure, I should say. We do have stainless steel trim available. We do have CAD files available, Revit files available. All of our lead-free product is marked lead-free on both the handle as well as the valve body. You will see there's 4 numbers forged on the body of our valve as well too. And the one image that's zoomed in, it's the week and year of manufacture. So year first, week second. So every single one of our products is fully traceable. We fully stand behind our product. We want to make sure that every single person is comfortable specifying, comfortable installing, comfortable purchasing, and we are really, really proud of the products that we manufacture. 1/2 inch through 4 inch available for lead-free. We'll talk about the more valve sizes once we start talking about other valve styles and sizes available. I've been talking a lot, so I'm going to take a quick sip of water, if that's okay with everyone, for one quick minute. And now we're going to start talking about our other commercial product offering. So we do have a full commercial catalog available on our website. We still do have print catalogs available as well. But for our lead-free offerings, we really like to highlight our ball valves. We are well known in the PEX industry for PEX connections as well. We do OEM product for Uponor, we OEM product for Grundfos. We have a lot of big OEM players, a lot of big OEM partners. So we definitely are really compatible with our PEX and connections as well. We We offer gates, globes, and check valves, balancing valves, tankless water heater kits, butterfly valves. And then I'll talk about two products at the end of today's presentation that are exclusive to Jomar. One is our filter ball and the other is our add a valve. So for our gates, globes, and checks, all of our gate valves, globe valves, and check valves are available in at least 1/2 inch through 2 inch in our lead-free product offering. For our hydronic side, they get up into larger sizes. So we have 4 through 12, all the way up for all styles of the valves. Now, one of the things we've seen really increase lately is cast iron valves that have been installed on designs. We've also seen an increase in spring-loaded check valves. I think a lot of designers are specifying that because of the operation of them is silent. We do have traditional swing checks as well. So we do have gates, globes, and checks. For balancing valves, as of right now, we have lead-free manual balancing valves in both quarters turn as well as globe valve style. And then we also have automatic. So I always like to highlight on our globe style valve, I don't know if you can see if it's large enough on your computer screens. When you turn the dial, it actually reflects what percentage the valve is open or closed. So right off the bat, you can read on the numbers to see what that correlates to in regards to your flow coefficient or your CV. So that is very, very nice. All of our valves have a positive shutoff for our manual valves, 1/2 inch through 2 inch for lead-free, all the way up through 12 inches for hydronics. But I love our TBG ball valves, our balancing valve with a ball valve style handle. No, it's really nerdy, but what's really cool about that valve is that it gets down to a really low flow. So it can get it down to a 0.12 GPM. So when you think about those branches that are closest to the water heater, that's a valve that's a really, really great solution because it can get down to that low flow. And again, Buy American Act approved, lifetime warranty of leakage through the stem. It's the full warranty that we offer with all of our products, but that is really an amazing valve. We also have it for hydronics, and then we do have an automatic balancing valve. Now that our automatic balancing valve is factory set to a 1/2 GPM cartridge. We do have other cartridges available. So if you're looking for it to be set to a different line, we do offer that. However, we do have to swap the cartridge out to maintain the warranty in Michigan. So you just have to specify which GPM you would like. We'll make sure we balance it out before we ship the product to you on site. We will be debuting a new balancing valve this year as well. So keep your eye out if you're attending AHR or ASHRAE or following that, we'll be having a new lead-free balancing valve coming out in 2022, which we are really excited for. Now, we do also offer, this is one of our more well-known products, is our lead-free tankless kits. Why we are so well known for that is that we have an innovative 3-way ball valve style design. So why that's important is traditional tankless kits have 2 handles on them. So when you're operating them, it can be difficult. Some people often call them a knuckle buster in the field because your hands are bumping into each other. So we don't want that to happen. That's why we use a 3-way ball style design. The other thing that's really special about our tankless kits is that they are the only tankless kit that adheres to the Buy American Act. As many of you know on this call, tankless water heaters are really increasing in popularity for space savings, especially, and also their speed. So especially in residential applications, commercial applications, we've been seeing it. A lot of the, I know resi-commercial, the mixed use residential and commercial, we've seen an increase. So one of the things you have to do with the lead-free tankless kits is that you have to clean the unit to prevent scaling from inside the system. I think it's every 6 months is recommended. So that's why we really love selling these tankless kits, because they are another area of our company where we listen to what was being asked for in the field. And that's why we designed ours with only a single handle to operate. Really well known. I know that some tankless kits do come already with, some tankless water heaters do come with the tankless kit already installed. Not all manufacturers do. I know that Navien, which is a line that I know that PM has had, does not come with the tankless kits. They're a really great partnership with that, is selling our tankless kits with their tankless water heaters. Now, butterfly valves. Our butterfly valves, we always like to say our standard is everyone else's upgrade. Why do we say that? All of our butterfly valves with resiliency come with standard stainless steel disc and stem, as well as a dual pin design. So when operating our butterfly valve in the fields, you have dual pin. God forbid one of the stems breaks, you can still operate the valve until you're able to shut the line down to service it. 2 inches all the way up through 24 inches are always in stock at all times. So we either have them in stock at one of our local stocking warehouse partners, or all the way in Michigan within our main office, where the other place we constantly have an inventory of butterfly valves. The great thing about being in Michigan is that it's pretty centrally located, so we can ship very quickly if we do not have a product available for a job that is close by to where you are located. We have both lug and wafer styles, EPDM, BUNA-N, PTFE, or Viton seats. We do have full NSF 61 rating on those products as well. And we do have standard ISO 5211 mounting on all of our butterfly valves. Why that's really important is for actuation. As I mentioned in the beginning of today's presentation, we do have a full actuation house under our roof in Michigan at Jomar, so we can actuate all of our product. All of our butterfly valves actuate very, very easily, which is wonderful. Now, in addition to our resiliency butterfly valves, we also have our high performance butterfly valves. We debuted these valves in the market. It was unfortunate timing, but how are we to know? In March of 2020 is when we brought these valves in, debuted them, I should say, to the public. So one of the things that has been good and bad is that they are really starting to pick up now that we've been able to get together in person with getting on designer specifications, as well as having contractors more familiar with them. So what separates us apart in the high performance field is that we offer a single piece design. That way our valve is less likely to have leaks while operating in the field, as well as less likely to have damage. So it is one piece design, falls under the Buy American Act, available in 2 through 24 inches. All of them are a lug style design, which is really, really wonderful. All come with a standard ISO 5211 mount. So they all can be actuated, which is really wonderful. So we have both a stainless steel as well as carbon steel style disc, which is great. So really wanted to make sure that when we debuted our product in the field that we were able to compete with all of the other players who are in the high performance valve game. One of the things that we really wanted to make sure too is that not only were we bringing the best product in, we were also bringing it in at an affordable price point. We've been having great lead times. I know this is recorded, so I probably shouldn't say that because I know we've all had a year of lead times, but we've been having great product availability with this as well. So when it comes from a lead time, ours have been really, really good, which is really nice. Now, I mentioned too earlier in the beginning of the presentation that there were a couple of products that I would talk about that were exclusive just to Jomar. So one of them is an AddaValve. This is a proprietary product that is a great alternative to running a freeze kit when you have to do an emergency shutdown. So it looks similar to a saddle valve, even though it is not a saddle valve. But basically what you do is that you install the valve over your piping where your leak is occurring, or where you have to have your shutdown, I should say, occur. And really, you need to have a ball valve installed. So basically, you place a stop into the line, and then once the flow is stopped, you're able to service downstream. We do ship out in the kit of all of the pieces that are right here on this slide. So you do have your replacement ball valve. You do have all of the bits that are available for when you have to drill. You have to basically drill through your pipe. But the nice thing is that you don't use the drill. You just use a standard wrench to create that stop in the line. Now, it does become a permanent fixture on the line. So one of the things that we often have is that we'll have a water cooler run off of the line in the future, because that does remain there. But AddaValves are what we're well known for from when being a unique product to Jomar. And then we are also known for our filter ball. So this product, unfortunately, is only available in mechanical applications right now, or hydronics applications. We will be bringing it in lead-free. I'm hoping in early 2022. But this is a combination of a ball valve and a strainer in one. So what's really great about this is that it cuts down on leak points, cuts down on material costs, cuts down on labor, cuts down on space, because so often with strainers, they're installed not the easiest places to access, and the access panels, as we all know, are never as big as they should be. It always seems like access panels are too small. So this is a really great product. You have your strainer within the ball valve, and the nice thing about that is that the actual strainer size is larger than what the strainer is in a standard Y strainer, so it will catch more particulate. We do offer it in 1/2 inch through 2 inch, differing screen sizes. So we have 20 mesh through 100 mesh and 20 degree increments, which is really, really great. We have had great success with this, especially in our coil kit packaging of our products. People love this for their HVAC lines because it's really nice to have everything, as I mentioned earlier, cuts down on space, cuts down on material, cuts down on cost, cuts down on leak points. So really, really a unique valve to us that people really like in the field because of how simple it is and sleek it is to run. Now, when you have to clean out your filter, you simply take off the cap of the valve with a standard wrench, flush it out with water. If there is a particulate stuck still in the strainer, you can take out the strainer with needle nose pliers. You just go in, remove the C-clip, and flush the valve from there. But really, really a cool product that we are really excited to bring in lead-free as well. One of the things that we also offer is medical gas valves. Something that we do is that we individually clean, individually bag, and individually box all of our medical gas valves. All medical gas valves are supposed to be individually cleaned and individually bagged. That does not always happen in the industry, so we really make sure to adhere to all individually cleaning, individually bagging, individually boxing. We want to make sure that everyone is receiving the best product, fully oxygen clean when it arrives to your job site. I should have mentioned this earlier, but 100% of our product is tested before it ships, including our medical gas valves, blowout proof stem, 3-piece 4-bolt design, latch locking handles, so it falls in full code compliance, and it does have K copper tube extensions that are silver brazed. So 1/2 inch through 2 inch available for our medical gas. Single or double purge ports are available. We often see either no purge port with what people are ordering or double. We rarely see a single, but we do offer that in case that is something that you are looking for on a specific job. Now, we are a full valve house. We do have a hydronics line, industrial and actuation line, then a natural gas line as well. Something I realized too, I forgot to mention about our butterfly valves, is that all of our butterfly valves shipped individually bagged and individually bubble wrapped. So that way, when they ship, they will not be damaged in shipment, but also they won't have debris or buildup occur when they're laying on a job site. Not that this happens, but if a valve was left out during a storm, sometimes construction sites get muddy. We don't want that happening or debris getting on our product. So we do individually bag as well as individually bubble wrap. It's again another area that we were listening to what people were asking for in the field. So Jomar Hydronics is paired with our sister company, HCI, Hydronic Components Incorporated. Just like every other aspect of Jomar, we have a fully dedicated engineering and product team that handle the process start to finish. We will fully size your job for you, fully bag your job for you, and fully tag your job for you. So when it goes on your construction site, all of the zones are clearly labeled. So both manual and automatic balancing valves for this style of balancing. We also do have pressure independent control valves as well. I know PIC-Vs are really increasing in popularity. And we do have complete 2-way and 3-way coil kit packages. Again, fully Italian made, Buy American Act approved. All of the individual kits are put together right in Michigan. Industrial and actuation, dedicated product manager, as well as full team for actuating our product. All packages are assembled and tested before shipping from our team in Michigan. So another thing that's really great is all of that occurs right in our backyard. Both a full range of pneumatic and electrically actuated packages and accessories. We do have an ASPE accredited actuation presentation. So if any of you are looking to learn more about actuation, Tiffany or myself can helpfully set that up with your team. It's about an hour-long in-depth presentation about how actuation operates. It seems to be an area where when it comes across on projects, people will kind of go nervous, not really sure how to answer questions, not really sure how to apply. It's something that we have full confidence in. We have a full product team in, we have full training on. So we're truly happy to answer any questions. We can do brass, carbon steel, stainless steel ball valves, butterfly valves, flanged and threaded end, socket weld options, as well as for those higher pressure applications, we do have 1,000 to 3,000 WOG options as well. And the last part of today's presentation is that we'll talk a little bit about our natural gas products. I know in the beginning I mentioned that we're really well known for our Lockwing valve. So that is that valve that's in the center focus of the slide. We are also the #1 choice for the natural gas community. Our tailpiece gas valves are really, really well known. You'll often see them on pretty much every petroleum truck that you see, and it's because of that triple stem seal. So we do offer both a 2-piece tailpiece design as well as single. I think it's a teardrop design is what it's called. So we do have differing handle styles. We have differing certifications, numerous certifications, differing end connections. We really are the #1 choice in gas because of our rigorous testing, because of our how long our life cycles are, as well as that lifetime warranty of leakage through the stem. So as I mentioned earlier, we are known for our Lockwing valve. We also have our bypass valves for easy meter maintenance or change outs available as well. Now, I know I promised that I was going to keep today's presentation between 35 and 45 minutes. I think I'm right on the 45-minute mark. So thank you all for being a part of today's presentation. There is my contact information as well as Ethan Scholl's contact information, who is the regional business development manager in your territory. He works all the time with both Mission Specialty as well as PM Associates. So any questions, please feel free to reach out to myself, reach out to Ethan, anyone at Jomar, anyone at PM or Mission Specialty. Will happy to answer any questions that you have. And I'm going to pass it back over to Tiffany.
Thank you so much, Lauren. This was absolutely fantastic. Before we close out here, does anyone have any questions? You are welcome to unmute yourself at this point or type in the chat area over here to the side. If no one has any questions right now, we will be reaching out to all of our attendees today, PM and Associates, my sales team, and myself. We're going to reach out for you. We would love your feedback. We would love to answer any additional questions you might have on Jomar or how we can help. So I just want to thank Lauren so much and the whole Jomar group. This was such a wonderful educational presentation, Lauren. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And too, I know it's not a traditional lunch and learn, but we'll send everyone gift cards. Lately, I've been sending Chick-fil-A gift cards, so hopefully that's okay with everyone. They now offer online e-certificates, so we'll send that to everyone too who's on today's presentation. So at least we can get your breakfast or your lunch.
I'm going to speak for everyone and say I think that's perfect. Oh, somebody clapped down below. So yeah.
Yes, we love that.
Wonderful. Well, thank you guys so much for attending today. We appreciate it. And I ask you to be on the lookout. This is the first of many PM and Associates industry exclusive webinars that we're going to be hosting. We're going to do a huge series in 2022. So be on the lookout for many more webinar invites to come. Thank you so much, guys. Happy holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays, everyone. Have a great afternoon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.